My son came out to me 6 months ago and I handled it well. And then last week I told him I wouldn't be attending his boyfriend's family dinner, and now he's not speaking to me. Those two things feel contradictory when I write them out. I understand why they would, but I've been awake since 2 in the morning trying to find the version of this story where I'm clearly wrong, and I keep landing somewhere murkier than that, which is maybe why I'm typing this to strangers instead of sleeping. Connor is 23. He told me about his boyfriend Elliot in September, sitting in my truck in front of a diner we'd been going to since he was in middle school. I told him I loved him, and nothing about this changed that. I meant it completely. I'm not a man who grew up saying things like that easily, and I said it without hesitating, and I think he knew I meant it because some of the tension went out of his shoulders. And we sat there for a while just talking, really talking, the way we hadn't in a couple of years. It was one of the better evenings I can remember having. I've met Elliot 4 times since then. He's polite, clearly smart, works in urban planning, and will explain it to you at length if you give him an opening. I don't dislike him. I want to be accurate about that. He's not who I imagined for Connor, but I've been honest with myself that my imagination wasn't really the point. The dinner invitation came from Elliot's mother, Sandra, who by all accounts is warm and organized and has been wanting to meet me since December. The dinner is next Saturday, their house, probably 8 or 10 people. Connor called to tell me about it like it was settled, which I understood, because to him I think it was settled. I said I needed to think about it. He got quiet in a way that had weight to it. I said I'd call him back. I thought about it for 2 days and then called and told him I wasn't ready for that yet. He asked me what that meant. I tried to explain that meeting Elliot one-on-one felt different than sitting down with his entire family in a context that felt, to me, like something being formally declared. Connor said it was just dinner. I said I understood that was how it felt to him. He said, "Dad, you told me you were okay with this." I said I was okay with it. He said then, what was the problem? The problem, and I've had trouble finding the right words for this, is that I grew up in a specific way, with specific ideas about how life was supposed to move, and I've been doing genuine work to update those ideas. But the work isn't finished. I didn't say all of that to Connor. I said something shorter and less clear, and I could hear him deciding something on the other end of the line. He said, "I need you to show up for me, not just say you support me." Then he said he had to go, and he'd talk to me later. That was 8 days ago. I've texted twice. He's responded, but briefly. The kind of texts that keep a door technically open while making clear it's not really open. My sister thinks I'm being a coward and said so without much softening. My buddy Ray, who I've known since we were kids, said he thought Connor was pushing too fast, and I had a right to my own timeline. I've turned both of those assessments over enough times that they've both started to sound wrong. Here's the thing I can't get comfortable with. I know Connor isn't asking me to do something unreasonable. A family dinner is not a large thing in the catalog of things a father can do for his son. I know that. And I also know that for me, in some way I haven't fully mapped yet, it felt large. And I reacted to how it felt instead of what it actually was. I'm not sure if that's honesty or just an excuse dressed up as honesty. What I keep coming back to is the truck outside the diner, the way he looked when I told him I loved him. I don't want to be someone who uses up that moment by making him spend the next year wondering if it was actually true. The dinner is Saturday. I haven't called Sandra to decline formally. I haven't called Connor back either. I've just been sitting in the middle of it, which is probably its own answer, though not one I'm proud of. He has a picture on his phone, I noticed it once, of the 2 of us from a camping trip about 5 years ago. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know why that's what I keep thinking about at 2 in the morning, but it is. Am I the asshole?